1962 Corvair 500 Coupe. My mother bought one of these in 1963, brand new, light green 500. Might have been a 700. This is a 700. 700 had belt trim, which interestingly they did not put on the Monza. Like the Grand Prix, the Pontiac Grand Prix, they were minimizing the chrome. I like the 62 grill bar. This is a gem. I don't know what the color is called, but it's cream yellow, much like my mother's 68 Camaro that she traded the Corvair in for. 1964s are well represented. 64 Monza, again in fawn beige with saddle interior. The other one had a lighter interior. Look how beautiful that is, and look at that nice AM/FM radio from a late 60s, early 70s Chevy. Integrated into the dash. You hit the AM button and the dial flips. Hit the FM button on the far right and the dial flips. It has a stereo box either in the radio or separate from the radio. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. These cars are so nice. Take a look at the wagons. 61, they called it a Lakewood, and the abbreviated run of 1962 to make room for the Chevy 2s, because GM just couldn't handle putting any more engineering and money into a car that they weren't making enough money on, even though they engineered a Monza sporty car in late 60. By then they had to decide to engineer a 62 Nova, Chevy 2 Nova. So something had to go, and it was the Corvair station wagon known as a Lakewood in 1961. This is a 700 because it has the belt trim, which the Monza didn't get. This is a 561 Lakewood. Automatic with an FM tuner under the radio, wiper delay, cruise control. They drive it. Gotta drive them. I wish I could too. USA. Land of opportunity. Light green metallic, and I was talking to a gentleman yesterday that's restoring bumper guards, 61 grill bar, real clean, nice grill bar. He's restoring a 38 Chevy, and he was saying that metallic was available in 1938. Very fine metallic. Much finer than they produce the metal particles now. And I mentioned to him, how much flop adjuster did they put in? He says, yeah, it's got flop adjuster. We're going to look at the late models now. Front row's got some Corsas, but I'm not sure how they divide this up unless they just randomly put the cars in. Seniors up front. Senior division. Judged many times and judged to be near perfect. 1965 Corvair Corsa 140. No pinstripe down the side, a 65 only feature. And I had, my first Corvair was a 65 Corsa Turbo, but it was junk. It was a 180 black with a light blue interior, but it was junk then and it's probably gone now. Took it apart and that was the end of that. This fellow's had this car, I think he told me, for 30 years. Bought it just out of high school, and he ain't no high school guy now, and he's restored it 3 times. It's an air-conditioned 140. Air conditioning was not available on the turbo cars, senior division. Driven it hundreds of thousands of miles. Early 80s Pontiac Trans Am wheels, and I like them. High mount air conditioner to clear the rear carburetor, the 140 carb, and a labor of love, and driven and driven and driven and driven. All the way from Texas today. 1965, lightly modified, medium blue metallic, set up for a bit of action. Form-fitting seats, 1969. Last year of production, 6,000 made, 521 convertibles. Wildwood or Tilton. Fancy parts. Some billet, some performance, some rear disc brakes.
Why aren't you giving it some love, huh, Andrew?
Well, wish I could thrash something. I'm too old to thrash stuff. I worry about revving it to 5,000 and popping the clutch.
95 horsepower.
Yep. Listen, I got 135 in my Suburban. Keeps me out of trouble. 400 horsepower Duramax or a Power Joke or a Cummins. I like the fittings. Very well done. And you used rubber, not stainless, so it's gentle on the eye.
Yeah. And this is stainless tubing, turned to fit over the carb and whatever, and then I just TIG welded some AN fittings onto there, and that's a dash 8 to twin dash 6Y with the dash 8 turned down with an O-ring groove.
Can you come to my house and do some of this stuff to my junk? I need somebody to help me.
Well, it's like, I have to chuckle a little bit. It's like when people do the single air cleaners, you know, they throw them on there and they forget about the venting. And there's different ways to do it. People have done stuff, you know, buying stuff at Home Depot and whatever, and they get out of doing it for, you know, I put $8 into the system and it's vented right. And it is. I overkill, you know, stainless AN fittings, and I'm all said and done, it's $100 just to vent the
carburetor.
To vent the air cleaners, but
it's done right, and I'm going to fix this right here.
Actually, that won't stay on.
Because it's not the right hole.
Yeah. That's one of those eBay alternators. Works really well.
Put some shrink tubing over that. Cover that big ugly lug. That's the fuel return for the 69.
Yep, it's original 69 motor.
It's funny because 60 had it for the gas heater, and 69 had it for the fuel return. Interesting how it goes around, comes around. Beautiful car, Z28 rims, and loud mufflers.
IROC wheels.
Yep. Why don't you crank this baby up?
Sure.
Scare away the bugs. There's enough of those around here. Yenko Stinger Eyes with the window sticker. Yenko Chevrolet, West Pike Street, Clonesburg, Pennsylvania. Crank her up! Sound of a smooth running Corvair 95. You did good. I like them flat too.
Yes. I'm never going to say where I got it. Subaru.
The boxer engine. Synchro all-wheel drive.
Yep.
All right, what do we got here? 1967. Yep. 1967 convertible. White, nice pinstripe, black interior. Looks like a deluxe wheel. No clock though. Another 67 convertible, senior division. Oh my goodness. Some people like them hot and flashy. 1966 Corsa. Big spokey wheels, tinted glass, headrest, nice telescopic wood wheel, and an engine that just doesn't quit.
Mechanical boost adjustment. That's really cool. And he's got gauges back here he can check it with.
Crank her up! That's cool. That's like from an old Leaf.